Welcome to the Explainer. If you're a dental student gearing up for subject finals, or maybe a massive clinical assessment, let's just take a deep breath together. We know exactly how overwhelming the pressure and, frankly, the sheer volume of dense material can be. Today, we're going to walk through a calm, highly structured way to manage that pressure using a specific tool from DentAIstudy. It's designed to help you find clarity when you're literally drowning in information. Just picture your setup right now. It's 3 a.m. Your desk is totally covered in messy notes. The exam countdown is ticking louder in your head by the minute. And you're staring at a screen with what, a dozen random browser tabs open? You're frantically trying to stitch all this fragmented information together from heavy textbooks. It's a scattered, chaotic mess. And honestly, just trying to find the right tab again can drain half your focus. Having more information just isn't enough to pass. In fact, right before an exam, drowning in unorganized data usually just makes your anxiety significantly worse. You're tired, you're overwhelmed, and you know what? That is a completely valid feeling. Okay, let's dive into this. The biggest mistake we make when we feel that late-night panic is opening yet another search tab, hoping some generic article will somehow perfectly explain a really complex dental concept. But here's the thing. You don't need another random search tab. What you actually need is a better question. You need a way to ask exactly what you're confused about and get a targeted, structured response. The mental shift we need to make here is moving away from endlessly hunting for information and instead moving toward asking the precise questions that will actually unlock your understanding of the material. Now, this contrast perfectly illustrates that exact shift. On one side, you have random searching. We're talking messy tabs and the exam anxiety that comes from trying to piece together a puzzle when you're missing half the pieces. But on the other side, you have a focused question leading to one clean chat and structured answers. It's moving from a frantic, high-friction environment to a calm, high-trust study space. This is how you stop wasting your limited cognitive energy on searching and start spending it entirely on learning and actually retaining the information. To facilitate this shift, DentAIstudy has built something specifically for this exact moment. It's called Exam Coach. So, Exam Coach is a free dental AI chat area designed exclusively for asking focused dental and exam questions. When you feel stuck on a dense topic or you're simply unsure what you should even revise next, this becomes your single, focused place to get clarity. It's built entirely around dental study work, not open-ended casual chatting. It gives you one reliable window to ask your questions, keeping you safely away from the endless distractions of the wider internet. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it fundamentally changes your studying. Instead of reading a 40-page textbook chapter and just crossing your fingers that you remember the right parts, you can ask Exam Coach to cut straight through the fluff. You can literally ask, what are the high-yield points in this topic? If you're struggling with something dense, like oral pathology, you just say, explain this concept simply. You can ask it to compare two similar dental conditions, like reversible and irreversible pulpitis, to understand the exact clinical differences. You can even ask, what are the common exam traps, so you know exactly how examiners are going to test your knowledge. Let's take this a step further, because we all know dental exams aren't just multiple choice, right? They test your real-world clinical reasoning. With Exam Coach, you can tailor your questions to the specific format of your exam. You can ask, how would this appear in a Viva? Or, give me an OSCE-style explanation to build a station-ready structure so you know what to ask, what to examine, and how to present your management plan super clearly. If you're totally lost in a new subject hub, say orthodontics or endodontics, just ask, what should I revise first for this subject? And have it explain the clinical reasoning step by step. Of course, a good question is really only as useful as the answer you receive. The answers generated by Exam Coach are specifically designed to be exam-aware and dental-specific. Notice how logical this structure is. You get clear headings for fast, frictionless reading. The key points are isolated specifically for retention, so you aren't digging through massive paragraphs of text. It explicitly explains the clinical relevance, and crucially, it highlights common mistakes. This organized, structured format is intentionally designed to calm your anxiety and make the material immediately usable. To see how this actually plays out in the real world, check out this feedback from Priya Patel, a dental intern. She says, I used to get lost in dense textbooks right before clinics. Now I use Exam Coach to turn heavy topics into clean OSCE flows I can review. And that is exactly the goal we're talking about here. It's about moving from messy, heavy materials into clean, organized flows that validate your effort and save you crucial time when you need it the most. There's no hype here, just a tool that genuinely respects your time. So how do you actually get started with this? Well, it's highly accessible.
You can start testing the waters right away as an anonymous user to try Exam Coach lightly. But if you take just a few seconds to create a free signed-in account, you get to use Exam Coach and actually save your chats right in your study library. That means you can close your laptop at 3 a.m., wake up the next morning, and pick up exactly where you left off. No lost tabs, no panic, and absolutely no starting over from scratch.
So the crucial point is understanding exactly where this fits into the wider dental AI study platform. There is a pro tier available, and that is what unlocks the extra study tools. We're talking things like notes, flashcards, and quizzes. Those are all pro tools for when your revision gets serious and you want to build custom material. But your core foundation, the ability to ask targeted questions, clarify weak topics, and get those clean, structured explanations starts completely free with Exam Coach.
Now, I want to be incredibly transparent with you because trust is absolutely everything when it comes to your education. This tool is strictly study support. It is not a shortcut. Exam Coach is not clinical advice, and it is certainly not a pass guarantee. It does not replace the official textbooks you need to study, and it absolutely does not replace your teachers or your clinical supervisors. When you are in the clinic dealing with real patient care, you must always follow your school's protocols, official exam guidance, and established clinical guidelines. This is a study workspace designed to support your hard work, not replace it.
Which brings us to our final thought. The next time you hit that wall of exhaustion, when the material feels way too dense and the clock is ticking loudly, just pause. Look at the scattered mess of browser windows on your screen. Before you open another random tab and fall further into the chaos, ask Exam Coach. Give yourself the gift of a structured, focused answer. So, are you ready to close those chaotic tabs and finally take control of how you ask questions? Trust your effort, keep your head down, and best of luck with your revision.